Alright, what's up, you filthy animals? So, as always, I gotta give respect to you guys because without you guys, I am nothing. And I'm not trying to talk like some big hot shot or anything, but I'm just here to entertain, don't care about money, don't care about censoring myself. It is what it is, it's the truth. It's not going to make me look great at times, but I'm not going to shy away from that because that's some phony bullshit that I just don't subscribe to. So, and by the way, thank you for all the OnlyFans don't, I mean, subscriptions. Subscriptions. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Definitely don't look me up on OnlyFans. Don't. And just to let you know, when I talk and if I say something about a hot dude or a dude with a bomb personality or something like that, that's sort of an inside-ish kind of joke for the people, or palabra. Like, those are just things that I've picked up through someone who unfortunately passed away 2 years ago, that he really helped me out in a time that I needed it. So I say those words to keep his memory going, not in any sort of disrespectful way or anything like that. So when you hear me say stuff like that, it's a joke and it's also kind of like a shout out to the homie, okay? So enough of the small chit chat bullshit. This is about the time that me and my friends robbed Sports Chalet. So this happened once again when I was a sophomore in high school. I was 16 or 15. No older or less than those two. Like, I'm pretty sure it definitely, I remember this because I got kicked out of summer school that year. It was the summer between 10th and 11th grade. I can specifically remember that for a reason that'll come into play later. So, in our town, for some reason it's like all the sports stores just like shit the bed one day. Like, we had Sport Mart, Sport Chalet. There was probably more, but those are two that I can remember, that those businesses don't exist anymore. Like, literally, they're the one of them is a Sears, and the other one is, I don't even know what it is. But either way, I don't know if they had started going out of business or if like what we did made them want. I mean, obviously we didn't make a whole chain decide to give up business. You know, it wasn't nothing super Ocean's 11 or something, but they definitely took a fat loss. So it definitely didn't help their situation if they were trying to figure out the books or whatever the situation was. So what it is imagine an outlet store or like a strip mall or whatever, and I'm sure any one of you have seen how they have clothing racks outside of the store for people to see, that maybe they'll say, "Ooh, that looks nice. Maybe I'll go inside and see if they have something like that or similar or whatever." So like, that became kind of like a common thing that, people probably gave people the benefit of the doubt of, they're not going to steal it if it's right outside. Boy, were they wrong. So, anyways, this place, Sport Chalet, I don't know if how far this went or whatever. I think I saw one when I was in Utah, but I don't know if it's like a nationwide thing or whatever. But it was just a sporting goods store. But they sold like skateboards and like shoes and stuff, and like fishing gear, biking, like all the sporting type stuff that you could kind of imagine. But it's not somewhere that we would go to. Like, if I needed a new board, I wasn't going there. You know what I mean? So we this was right when my brother got his license too. I remember that specifically, and that's how I can definitely verify my age, because he would have just been turning 18 and having be able to like have the car at his disposal when I was still like 15, 16 or whatever. So what we realized is for some reason, they took the clothing racks from this store because, I mean, a sporting goods store, you know, they sell Champion, and it's weird, like, if you've been around to see Champion go from like something you'd see in Ross to now that they sell tracksuits and sweaters and shit for like $60 a pop. It's nuts, like, or something that I've noticed at least. So, anyways, we're like, I think we were skating around that area one day, and we just kind of started looking through what was outside, and we noticed that it was all like skate stuff. Like, it was all Volcom, DC, Maddox, and shit, Billabong, like, just like all like skate slash surf companies or whatever. And there was like literally like at least three, if not like 4 or 5 racks of clothes, full clothes of just shirts, shorts, bathing suits, sweaters. Like, I'll tell you a funny story that gets more in depth about that in a second. So, anyways, we realized that they're just setting this shit outside and nobody's really like paying attention to it, you know? And where this place was it wasn't a super clean getaway, I'll tell you that much, because it was inside of a parking like mall type, or not a mall, but like a place that like you have to kind of navigate out of it to get out onto like the main street. So you're just going to be like in like the strip mall area or whatever. So what we would do is me and my homie Max and my homie Eric, we went and like when we saw all the shit that this is stuff that we wear all the time, that we would definitely, you know, I don't want to buy it because it's expensive, but I would definitely wear it because it's all like the type of shit that I would wear, you know? And we all kind of had that same kind of style back then too, you know? So we tried to devise a plan, okay? So the way that my brother became complicit in this, I don't know to this day. He's not that kind of a person, never has been and never will be. So the fact that he even did this is pretty crazy. Actually, there's a handful of things that I'll get into in other videos that he surprised me by being down, because he was just not one of those. I was the bad influence on my older brother, put it that way, instead of the reverse being the normal way, okay? So what we figured out is we would go, and I can still remember I had a flip phone at the time, like no iPhone, even though they were probably out. But what we would do is we would go up to the outside and we'd go to the clothing racks, and we would just go through as if like we're looking, shopping, whatever. And if we found like, oh, this is a cool shirt or whatever, we would hang it somewhere on the same rack, but then like move some of the clothes over, so that way like we could start like kind of taking stuff from a rack and putting it next to the other thing on that rack, so that way everything that you wanted would be right there, okay? So that's what we did. And what I told my brother is, all right, what you're going to do is you're going to stay in the car, you're going to keep the car on, and I'm going to text you when we're ready. And when I text you, I need you to come around that corner and drive slow. Don't stop, but drive slow so that we can hop in. Thankfully, it was a truck, so we were able to kind of, like with a bed, so we were able to like throw the shit into the back of the truck and then get into the car, which, you know, maybe saved us a couple seconds. It wasn't like the biggest deal in the world, you know. So that's what we did. Like literally just anything that we wanted, like we did that, and we did it more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, to the point where like we were kind of like, do they even notice like what's going on? And just so you can see, I actually did some digging for this video, to show you that I still have some of the products from this robbery. That whatever, the stores has been closed down for years. This happened way long ago. I don't care. I'm not dry snitching, self snitching, whatever. Nobody's coming after me, okay? But for example, here is a pair of DC swim trunks, okay? That's pretty like normal to have, right? Okay. Here's another pair of DC swim trunks. Same exact ones. 2 pairs, okay? What else I got? Shit. I got these Volcom shorts, which I definitely did not buy. Okay. More swim trunks. This one was like some like Billabong, like it had a little thing for like, I think it's for like surf wax or some shit. Another pair of swim trunks. I guess they were really just trying to get rid of fucking swim trunks. I don't know. I don't even know why I grabbed so many. This is a flannel that I rock to this day, or not a flannel, a thermal that I rock to this day. That is, you can see it has like holes and like kind of wear and tear in it, but that's because it's fucking older than probably most people even watching this video. You can see the little DC emblem. I know it's kind of hard. And then what else? This is the last one. Oh, this one I was super stoked on was this Lakai shirt. Another brand that I don't understand why they had to stop making clothes when they would make dope shit like this. Like, this is literally diamonds and gold. Like, so just to show you, like, that stuff, like, this happened. I've moved many times since this happened, and somehow that stuff has just been shoved away in a drawer, or I actually had to look through a couple of different drawers to find it all, but I knew where to look. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, to get back to like how like easy it became, I guess, is I can specifically remember going one day and I took, on top of whatever I took, I remember seeing they had it was a Maddox, which is another old skate company that sadly doesn't make stuff anymore, I don't think, but they used to make really dope shit. It was this Maddox zipper down hoodie, and I can remember that it was black with white pinstripes, and I was like, I want that, so I took it. But I also noticed, I clocked that there was also a white jacket with black pinstripes that was exactly the same design, exactly everything, except the colors were switched. Okay, so I had the first jacket, and I can actually remember this was one of the first. I literally lasted like not even a week in summer school. I got kicked out for smoking a cigarette like right outside in between classes. Like, the one class that I can remember going to, the teacher actually called my friend, who his dad was African American and his mom was from Britain. He literally called him a half-breed in front of the whole class, and I was like, whoa, like, can you just talk to people like that? Like, but yeah, it was funny at the time, but like, I even like called it out of like, did you just call him a half-breed? Like, that just doesn't sound human at all. But anyways, that's how I can pinpoint this. So something happened where my homie Sam fucking squeezed some flour or some shit on me, and it stained my jacket everywhere. I got it all over my jacket, and I like he might have been saying something of I'll get you back or whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm just gonna go back to Sports Chalet and I'm just gonna get the white one that has black pinstripes. And that's exactly what I did. I went back, and after, I'd say, less than 10 times for sure, but more than 5, they who would have thunk it, stopped putting their clothing racks outside. Like I said, you know, this was 15 or so years ago, so I don't know what like prices things would be labeled as or whatever, but like when you have three people, sometimes even my brother would ask to get him something or whatever, so like when you have like three people that are literally filling their arms full of clothes that aren't like usually that's like clearance stuff or whatever, but like those were like name brands, you know, like it wasn't some little like shitty company or whatever. It would be like a Vans type company, like something official that where they make clothes, shoes, fucking everything, you know. So I'm sure that our little capers didn't exactly help when they were trying to balance a checkbook or however the fuck that works. But anyways, nothing ever happened from that. I obviously they didn't have cameras, or even if they had cameras, we were always wearing hoods and everything like that. I mean, I'm sure we looked super suspicious when we were doing it, but nobody stopped us or even tried to say anything about it. So that's basically what happened. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I still have like I had way more stuff than this. It's just that over 15 years you fucking grow. So a lot of the shirts that I had don't fit me anymore, that are way too skinny for me because they're meant for a 15 or 16-year-old, you know, and I am twice that age. So anyways, that's just a little story about how we robbed Sport Chalet. And once again, I just want to say that this video and all my videos can be in remembrance of Ryan Leone Palabra.